Hello Libra, we are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising sign. And before we begin Libra, we have a new offering, a Q&A on Zoom, where you connect with us. 15 of you connect with us and you ask us a question and we answer your question through Source. And we look forward to connecting with you all in this way. We feel it's going to be a beautiful way to have a communicative chat kind of question answer frequency, which is really lovely. For more information, there's a link in the description below to a video we made about the Q&A sessions, so please go ahead and have a look and have a listen and see if it aligns with you. But for now, Libra, we are going to connect to the eclipse energies in September, for there is beautiful energy at this time between the two eclipses. The first was on the 7th of September, the full moon in Pisces, total lunar eclipse, and then we have the solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo and Libra on the 21st of September. So let us see what is happening at this time with those energies. We will also be uploading a tarot weaving of the eclipse energies on the oracle page. We just feel inspired to do all the integrations first here, for this is the soul lesson, the inner frequencies, and on the tarot, the oracle, that'll be the physical changes. We just feel to first complete the integration processes and then we'll do the tarot. So let us see first what is coming through for you at this eclipse season time. Libra. Rakeshkia turot alvirekeshkia zatrovirie meteshkitir, talovaloveshria zatrokikitar talveleveshkia tirozateshkia zitroveresh. Rikeshkia zitrokaya tolovele metreshkia zitrokiatoveshkatir, kirieshria zitrokiturot alvalove metreshkia tiroveshka. Kirieshria zitrokekeshkia turovele metreshkia zitrovirishkia zitrova, Virieshkia zatrokekesh talvalovele metreshkia zitroviriesh rikiesh katur. Talvalovireshria zitrokiter talveleveshria zitrokikerelesh travirekeshka. Talzatroshkia zitrovelevele metreshkia zitrovaloveshkia zitrovaloveshteshkia torovele mitriashkatir. Zatore virieshria zitrovakeshkia ture. Zatore virieshkia zitrovarekesh. Zatore virieshria zitrokiatros, bazore kirieshria zitrokitalos, mitrieshkia zitrokitalos talvelesh, mitrioshria zitrokitalos kiatro, mitrieshki zatrokieshkiaturo, mitrieshkiatro kitalos kiavrieshke trieshta, kaloshkia trieke levele metreshkia zitrokiatur talvele miatroshkatir, Talzore keshkia vitro melekeshkia atrovitaish, miatroveshkia turotalvereshki itrieshkitaro, miitrieshkitaro taloveshki itrieshrizitro, talvalovereshkia zatro kekeshkia zitro kikishtkatatul troshka, paleshkia teshka, virieshkia turotalvareteshka, kirieshkia ziro katurat, Tereshkia zatro kireshkia treshka tire rakeshkia turotalvalove metra vireyash. Okay, we have received your information and now it's time for integration. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Vrieshkia turot alvalavereshkia zatrovaro. Deep breath out. Kirieshkia zitro kikach talvele mitrie. Deep breath in. Kirieshkia turot alvalekeshkia zitrovaro yesh. Deep breath out. Kirieshkia zitro kiatoshki talve mitriesh. Deep breath in. Vara vara. Kieshkia turot alvel miatroveresh. And a deep breath out. Keep breathing at your ease. Rakekeshkiaturo talveleve metrashkatur talvele miatro kieshkiaturo veleshkiaturo veeshkiatu veleshkiaturo talverikeshkiaturo talvele metra kieshkiaturo vele metreshkiato varove. Sacred embrace. Truth be told, sacred embrace, truth be told, constant exposure. Okay, sacred embrace, truths being told, and constant exposure. Just a note, Libra, the solar eclipse is going to be quite powerful for you. For the new moon shifts from Virgo to Libra on the 21st. So it is beginning in the Virgo energies, that golden path within, your soul journey manifesting the physical, and then shifting to you for balance and justice. Sacred embrace, truths being told, constant exposure. Okay, these eclipse energies, Libra, they are assisting you to, as it implies, to embrace your truth, embrace all that you are, and it's the absolute honoring of you It is you accepting your source soul space above your physical, okay? So above all of your physical conditioning, above all of your physical normalities or your physical preferences, your physical judgments, your physical ways of being, your physical agreements, so your contracts with family, your contracts with friends, the way in which you be in the physical, no longer being the priority, but rather your sacredness, your source, your soul, your higher frequency being the energy you embrace fully first and foremost before everything else. So no longer making excuses for what doesn't resonate, no longer making excuses for what doesn't align with you, no longer making excuses for what doesn't feel true to you, and fully embracing your sacred self and allowing that to be the being you present to the world, you present to your family, you present in your workspace, you present to self, you present in every single space. This allows that balancing. You are the justice energy. The scales need to balance to something. And the scales no longer wish to balance to the idea of who you think you have to be in the physical for yourself or others, but rather to balance to your truth, your sacred source. Thus, truths being told. You now telling the truth of how you feel, and also setting, excuse us, see, throat chakra. Setting boundaries, setting truth, establishing boundaries, and speaking your truth. No longer trying to be diplomatic, no longer trying to be, trying to keep the peace. But if something doesn't align with you, saying it. If something doesn't agree with you, saying it. And not saying it to be rude or to be abrasive, but to, no, thank you, that doesn't align with me. Or, I actually do not think this relationship works anymore and I'd like us to release. Or, this situation is no longer serving my highest good and I want to now let go of it. Or, I don't really agree with how you do things around me. It just doesn't feel aligned, and I no longer want this energy around me. It is saying absolute truths which honor your sacred frequency. So you're not saying truths to get back at somebody, or because you're frustrated, or because you are wanting to get, you're holding a grudge. It's not false, revenge, dramatic, childish truths. This is you sharing the truth of your source. This is you sharing the truth of your frequency, that how you are being right now feels not aligned and not resonant to me. I can't explain how, I can't explain why, but right now being in your space, or you being in my space, doesn't align, so I'm no longer going to be here, or I no longer wish you to be here. And I love you, and I thank you for all the beautiful time we've shared together, but it's time for this to end. Or the way you speak to me when you speak like this just doesn't feel good, and I no longer wish to receive energy that doesn't feel good. Yes, in the past that felt good, but now it no longer feels good. It felt good because I was quite happy to be overlooked, and I was quite happy to be neglected, and I was quite happy to be abused. But I no longer want to be those energies anymore. I'm quite happy now to be cared and nurtured and loved. So I'm shifting to that, and you are not resonant anymore. So now we have to part ways. It is absolute truths, you finally giving voice to your source and not making excuses for other people because, oh, but they're family, oh, but they're my partner's family, oh, but they're this, oh, but they're that, oh, but I've known them for this long, oh, but they're... No. Sacred embrace, embracing your sacred self completely. And right now you are seeing spaces where you just honor your sacred self, where you honor other beings' perspective, other beings' ways of being, even though they're really uncomfortable to be around, or really even though they're really not energies you enjoy being around, or even if it's energies who are misusing you, who are neglecting you, who are overlooking you, and you're seeing, oh, I'm not actually stating because I don't want to ruffle feathers, I don't want to upset. And Source is saying, why are you allowing yourself to be upset? Why are you saying it's okay for me to be upset, but I have to keep the peace there? Why are you neglecting your peace for other people's peace? So this is you embracing your absolute source sacred self completely, Libra. And you are seeing exactly where you are not doing so. Through family, through relationships. Relationships are a big teacher for you right now. Through family, friendships, colleagues, workplaces, and your own personal relationship with your source. Because the irritation and the frustration you're having with source is actually the frustration and irritation you're having with yourself. Because your source energy is saying, you need to do you, you need to embrace you, but you're not embracing you, you're making excuses. So you're frustrated with us for not bringing things into your life, but you're the one denying those things from coming in because you're not embracing us, you're not embracing your truth. You are letting other energy still come through, and that other energy is what is murkying your receptivity to what you're wanting. So you need to be clear, because you, Libra, are the scales of justice, and justice needs to balance to you, but you are entertaining other energies which are not privy, which are not worthy of what you are to receive. So we can't give you what you want because you are not clear in your intention, in your being. Even though you're doing so much work, you are still making excuses for others, and that needs to stop. Whether it's excuses with relationships, or excuses of the current situation you're in, or excuses in an environment you're in, or a habit, a way of being, whatever it might be, they are being highlighted. Now, for those who you have released everything and everyone, the people who used to annoy you or who used to take advantage, you have, and this isn't you've ignored them and you're just letting them hover in the background. This is you have told them this is no longer a thing, goodbye. This is, you are not worried of the repercussions. In fact, you enjoy the repercussions because the repercussions means they're no longer going to be in your space. So this is all of you who have now firmly set those boundaries that those people know they cannot reach you anymore. That's how firm you are, because some of those agreements need that firmness because they keep overlooking you, they keep neglecting you, and you just being passive aggressive or just, tiptoeing around the actual problem, it's enabling that behavior. So for those of you who have really set strong boundaries in the space, it is not so much the lessons of where you need to embrace self, but rather you are feeling an incredibly strong embracing and an incredibly strong connection to your source energy, and you are receiving great truths about yourself through experiencing, through life, through your experiences. So it's like there are two energies. Some of you who have the work to do, so you're receiving the uncomfortable energies and the healing and the disruptive friction energies to sort through, and the other half who have completely done this, and so you are just experiencing the beauty and the awakening and the depth of you and the frequencies of you. You are receiving truths about you, and you're encouraged to share these truths of self and the world and those around you. You're encouraged to really just speak your source truth at this time, in order for you to allow constant exposure for both halves, for both groups, however you are feeling, if it's one or the other, even a mix. Because some of you are having both of these experiences where you are having to clear but also receiving truths about self. Constant exposure, meaning you are shining brightly constantly in your power, in your truth. You're not closing, and you're not being a version for one and a version for others. And you're not putting yourself in experiences where you have to be a version for one, or where you have to... This is not a case where, I'll go to that place, or I'll go to that space, and then if it's too much, I'll just go into my... It's you honor yourself so much that you never put yourself in a situation where you need to hide or release, or you are at a place or a space where you can constantly just be, and the energy is absolutely harmonious and loving to you, right? We can relate to this energy where we have released a lot of energies and people and experiences we used to be around because it just didn't align with the path of receptivity. We have to, us Kemet, we receive from quite a specific frequency, and that specific frequency is not interested in any distortion. So any frequency which is distorted, we can't be around. So for example, if we were to meet someone, and if we were to then be, oh, you are now my friend, already that's a binding, that's an agreement, right? We are present for most of the time, if not at all times, yet we do have moments of when the energy integrations are very intense and we're like, oh, okay, we have to ground into presence, right? But we receive, we are at this constant flow of receiving from source, and we have been learning to also allow ourselves, if we're not receiving, we are also in the physical, in a singularity, yet we are present in that singularity. So if we are to connect with you, and in our presence, you come to presence. Just like right now, all of you who are experiencing this, you feel present because our energy anchors you to presence. So everything else is gone. You're here, you're focused, you're right now. And you can feel that. Your mind is clear, your heart is light, you have ease, you are here. Even if the information is not easy to hear, when you know you have the work to do, you're at presence. You're with us right now, right? Now, when we then part ways, in order for me to be your friend, when we part ways, you need to still be at presence, meaning you don't require our presence to be present. If you require our presence, us being with you, for you to be present, it means you need us to be at source. That is work for us. So we had to release all energies and all and spaces where we noticed, oh, when we're there, they're present. When we're not there, meow, disaster, roller coaster, excusings, recklessness, complaining. All of a sudden things are off and realized, okay, well, now we can't be in those spaces because now our energy needs us to keep, to always, as opposed to when we meet you, we don't have to do a thing. In fact, when we meet you, your light is so bright in presence that we actually feel the effervescence of you. Yay! Right? So it's us being constantly exposed in our frequency and connecting with those who are also constantly exposed in their frequency in presence. And so there's never an environment or situation we would put ourselves in where, oh, I now need a time out because it's too much here, because that means I know that's not a place that serves me, but I'm deciding to go there and I'm making excuses for it. So there is a lot of clearing, because if I now need to keep doing that, the energies can't balance, the scales, I'm not home to receive. So Libra, this eclipse season is quite big for you, because you are linked with that beautiful Virgo energy with this new moon solar. And the Virgo energy is saying the golden path of my soul, the stability and the path of my soul, the stability and the path of my source is the stability and the path I will walk in the physical. And then, and only then, will the scales balance to me. That's huge. It's precise. And this is to assist you to finally break free of everything that's causing you to hide. The eclipse energies reveal what's hidden. This is how you can then clear those karmic energies, because your energy is saying, look at all these karmic frequencies you're still keeping around, distorting what you want to receive, keeping you from your power, keeping you from your manifestations. And you're thinking, oh, but why is it so strict? Why must it be so intense? You want everything. You're not interested in half and half. You want all of your abundance. You want all of your love. You want everything in your life to be bliss, to be peace. You want everything to be delicious. You want everything to be a dream come true. You want everything to be in abundance. You want everything to reflect the truth of you. Listen to the words you're saying. Everything reflect the truth that I am. Okay. You need to be truth. That's the only way everything can reflect the truth that you are. I want everything to be balanced and fair. Okay, then you need to be at your fair, balanced state, which is your authentic frequency at all times. It's the only way the scales can balance to you to be fair and just. You elected the Libra energies to be born into for a reason. Your soul said, this is the frequency that will assist me to come into my absolute power. Not easy energies, for I am a very powerful being. And I can only be in my absolute clarity. So I need precise energies. I need a scale that sees me and with precision manifests me. And so you elected the Libra frequencies, and here you are. Accept this. Have acceptance that this is the path of your most awakened, abundant reality. Don't run away from the work. You elected the scales of justice for a reason. The Libra justice card She has a sword. She has scales. Powerful symbols, the sword of truth to cut all illusion, the scales to balance, to clarity. Those are not light tools of alchemy. Accept this deeply and release all of the noise. Stop making excuses for them, Libra. It dishonors you. It takes your power away. And you are allowing it. They're not doing anything. They're just around, pulling you back and forth. You're the only one allowing them to do so. Okay. We bring through now integration energies to assist you at this time. Deep breath in, Libra, and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Keep breathing at your ease. Riaturo talvares riazatro ve keschiato, talvires riazitro ki keschiaturo talvaro keschiato, kiriesh riazitro ki eschiaturo talvire keschiavaro kescatir, talvelevem yesh creaturo ki eschiaturo va, viriesh riazitro ki esh riazaro keschiavaro turove, viriem yetres schiaturo talvaro kesca. Kiesh raza keshkia keshkia turo tali krieshki turove vireshria kayo kuratale vematraveshka vieshratur vrieshratur vrieshratur valave valave within sacred and divine and just love. We will see you soon. Thank you for joining, Libra. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. It really assists us to receive more views on here. And thank you for all that you are. Thank you for your support. We love you dearly. Blessed be.